Look, I think the Chicago Bears just found the answer, and this situation has just fallen perfectly. And I don't like chasing rumors, but this potential match with the Chicago Bears, it just continues picking up steam, multiple outlets, and frankly, I absolutely personally love this move. And the player I'm talking about is five-time Pro Bowler Jacksonville Jaguars offensive guard Brandon Scherff. I'm telling you, this is shaking out absolutely perfectly. This is fully a right fit, right time kind of move that GM Ryan pulls. I think he is going to jump on this as soon as possible. So, why this move? Offensive linemen, elite ones, anyways, they rarely get traded at the deadline. Poles isn't going to just go get another marquee defensive lineman, especially not at end. No Miles Garrett, because we're already paying Montez Sweat. And the amount that we would be paying at one position on the roster is absolutely not fiscally responsible. This move for Scherff, it makes sense for multiple reasons. It's a perfect fit situationally for both the Bears and the Jaguars. I'm going to talk about this. The risk is so low on Chicago's part, and this also fills one of the biggest needs on this team to make a playoff push and actually maybe make some noise once we're there. Also, there's more. GM Ryan Poles, he has made a splash every single deadline since he's been here, so it fits his MO. I'm going to talk through all this. You might end up joining me pounding the table for this guy. I'm Sean. This is Sports Talk Bears. If you get a second, hit the subscribe button. It blesses us here more than you could ever imagine as we push towards 10,000 subscribers. So let's get into it. I'm also going to give you something to root for, kind of as the Jags play the Packers in the early game as we wait for the Washington matchup as well. So there's fodder from that. So look at Scherff here. Firstly, his situation that's developing. I mean, this is all lining up. The situation is the one that Jacksonville's in. A loss to Green Bay today, that's going to put them at 2-6. That's curtains, y'all, for the year, right? And this might even get the coaching staff fired before all this is said and done. The Jaguars are already sellers, too. They've already dealt one veteran in Roy Robertson Harris. He was actually a quality player. He was just shipped off to the Seahawks. Yeah, the Seahawks, that's right. And the Bears, they can get right guard that position just locked down. And I want to talk a little bit about Matt Pryor. Like, look, he's done great. It's a fantastic story. I like everything about this guy. Hard worker, nice size. Physically, he fits into the scheme really well. But this is a career backup player. We require more with the second half of the season coming. And we're looking at a veteran five-time Pro Bowler. Only 7 pressures this season. He also fits that same profile that Pryor does. Hardworking, a nasty streak. He hasn't allowed a sack this year, 422 snaps, and he's also super disciplined. He's only committed 1 penalty all year, and in the 2 years previous with the Jags, Scherff has played respectively. He's allowed 46 total pressures in 2 seasons, 8 sacks, and though the team's rushing attack, not really great last year across the entire line, but Scherff, he held his own in the passing game. He allowed just 2 sacks after allowing 6 in 2022, and that's what we're looking for with this rookie quarterback. We want a guy that can cover him in the passing game. He also allowed just 15 total pressures according to PFF over the last 2 years. That's the third fewest Scherff has allowed in his career since being drafted in the first round of way back in 2015 by Washington. He's also been durable since joining the Jags. He's dealt with multiple injuries, including he had a core muscle injury. He got surgery on that this last offseason, but still, the dude's yet to miss a game, playing and starting in all 34 regular season games with the club, 2 playoff games. And he's played an average of 95% of the team's offensive snaps in 2 years. So just a really good guy durability-wise. Also, this will be refreshing. He's a team captain for the Jags. We can finally erase the void, or would you call it? Let's just call it the void left by Nate Davis. He's going to be a leader for these young guys, and at his age of 32, that's not a bad thing. Scherff is in the final year of his contract, so it's a move the Bears can make at almost zero risk. So let's talk about the next question. What would it cost for the Chicago Bears to grab him? I'm saying the risk is super low because Jacksonville, they're going to go into full teardown mode. A player like him, a guy who's no longer going to be signed to the team, a fifth or sixth rounder might get this done. It's an absolute win-win. Chicago gets a player that'll provide the stability needed to run this second half gauntlet, push into the playoffs. And with the way things are falling offensively along with this defense, Chicago, they can make some noise. And we're also looking at the Jags getting cap relief. They get a pick for their efforts. They're not going to give this guy another contract. They're going to be really motivated to sell him. We might actually get him a little cheaper. And the Bears, they just got a great look at Scherff in London. He only allowed 7 pressures once again in the 6 games that he's played for the Jags this year. And this is absolutely the perfect rental for a non-premium draft pick. Now we're looking at a proven player in the last year of his contract. Sound familiar? We paid a 4th rounder for Keenan Allen. Poles has already shown that this isn't the type of transaction that he is scared of making in the least if it's the right fit and the right player, and I think it is. Scherff is still one of the best guards in the league. Right guard for the Jacksonville Jaguars. Previously with Washington in 2022, he signed a 3-year, $49.5 million contract with the Jags, and this guy just got paid a 3-year, $49.5 million contract. And look at this in contrast to Nate Davis. In 2022, ESPN, the guy got paid. They named Scherff the 3rd best interior offensive lineman in all of the NFL. And on top of this, we still haven't gotten a contract done with Tevin Jenkins, right? This could give us insurance as well. Sorry, I can't talk. I'll try to do better here. So Bleacher Report, they reported through their NFL scouting department. They said the following about this signing of Tevin Jenkins in relation to this. Don't just take my word for it. And I'm going to quote, while re-signing Tevin Jenkins might be a priority for Ryan Poles this offseason, Jenkins is still an impending free agent at this stage. If he ends up walking in free agency, picking up someone like Scherff would be a wise investment. This was before the season even started. Scherff was being targeted as the guy that the Bears should go out and get. So the 32-year-old might not have a long tenure in Chicago, but he'd at least be able to help keep Caleb Williams upright for a couple of years. So on top of that, he actually makes a good deal of sense for the Bears, even if Jenkins is signed. Let's play that out past this year. Let's kind of do a hypothetical here. You get a proven commodity in Jenkins on the left. Now you get Scherff on the right. Chicago gets out of Davis's 3-year deal. I think we should keep him for insurance this year. Just suck it up and do it. Cut him after the year. It's only a $2 million cap hit. So now, tons of draft capital. We don't have dead cap money. That contract didn't hurt us in the long run. 2 seconds to go with our first runner in this upcoming draft. We get Scherff here. We re-sign him to something team-friendly. Poles has a knack for that, as you guys know. He's an older player. He might actually want to win some games. And with this, the Bears have a ton of positional flexibility in the draft to go after tackle, center, and yes, guard. Maybe even get a defensive end or a defensive tackle need filled. Plus, we get to enjoy a playoff run this year. I think it's possible, but we will know for sure what we have very soon. This is such a win-win situation. I think it's been rumored for long enough. The Bears just got a really good look at him. I think this is definitely something that I can see Poles doing. And as things are picking up steam, I see this as a rumor almost everywhere. And a lot of times where there's smoke, there's definitely fire. So you guys, let's have some fun leading into this game. I think this is an incredibly good fit, and it's being connected to everywhere. You guys, let's kick the tar out of Washington. Let's not just beat them. Even with Jaden Daniels, our defense can handle it. Let's show who the real rookie of the year is going to be. And yeah, I couldn't be more optimistic. You guys know me. So you guys let me know what you think in the comments. Bear down and let's get after Washington. I'll see you soon.